This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back, everyone. Imagine this. You want to go away, want to stay somewhere, whether it's for business, pleasure, whatever it might be. And what do we normally do? Yeah, you can go on one of those websites to book a hotel, or you can go to Airbnb, and it's all good. But many times when you go to sites like that, you don't have direct communication with the person, the host. There's added fees and all of that involved. There's a lot of stuff on the back end that we don't even realize because we might not be the host. Now let's flip it around. You're the host. You have a place. You want people to stay there. You have to pay these fees, like 20%, sometimes even more. You can't even control how your business operates because you're at the mercy of Airbnb and VRBO and all those. Imagine if there was another place where you could list your property or where you could find places to stay, where it was much easier, where you don't have those fees, where there's complete transparency and communication, lots of other features as well. I found it for you. I found it. And we're going to talk with the man behind that thing known as DirectStayNow.com. He's back with us. Breck Rubin is on the program. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Steve. Great to be back with you.
Yeah, I love this idea. And when you first brought it to us to talk about, I thought, wow, that's really cool. An alternative, and it's different than those sites I mentioned. But as we got deeper into it, I'm learning that's a whole community culture, and there's other cool features involved in it that, to my knowledge, don't exist with those other sites. And these are features that benefit the person booking or the host. Like, yeah. You really have thought this out and continue to come up with different ways to really spice up the experience. So for that, I thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you want to know. What keeps me up at night, Steve, is thinking about how we can actually, benefit the guests and the host more. There's always something else out there that we haven't, implemented or thought of. And so, that's what I'm thinking about all the time. Exactly what you said. How can I make it better for those that are using the service? So
let's break down some of the features, and we'll go deep in a moment to some of those extra stuff that you're working on to add to this. But
sure.
Let's start with the host. What are the benefits to using DirectStay versus some of the other sites?
Right. So one of the big things, Steve, is that they can obviously, we recommend the more that you have your property out there, the more people will see it. So, if you want to keep it on Airbnb, VRBO, and join us at DirectStay, we'd be grateful. The thing is that the hosts will have their property out there, but they will pay about 20% less the guest with booking it on DirectStay. So that's going to be a big advantage for the host in regards to more bookings, because as the word gets out that it's the same stay, it's just you pay less. That is going to be what's going to drive everybody to DirectStay, because why would you pay more for the same property? Mm-hmm. So it's going to put more money right into the host pocket in regards to just more bookings. They will, these other platforms, they charge a lot for you to be on their platform. And so we charge them. We don't take any of their booking, any of that. That's 100% commission free. So the hosts will be able to set their own pricing for if they want to make it a little bit, even if they want to make it a little bit more on DirectStay, they can, just knowing that overall they're going to make more. But we just believe that they should make more money, and our whole platform is set up for them with multiple different revenue streams to do so. So we work with a couple different companies that will allow them to do upsells for their guests coming into town, Steve. So for instance, 3 to 5 days before their guest comes into town, they'll be able to send them a link that will show them all the things that they can do in town. And as they book ahead of time, which is what we found that they like to do, then the host will get a percentage of that booking. And what we love about this is that it involves the business owner locally, the host. They both increase in the revenue and business they're doing, and the guest is happy because they don't have to figure it all out. Once they get there, it's done ahead of time. So it's a pre-planning thing that we help them do. And our model is everybody wins. So the wins, the business owner wins, and the host wins. And we believe that that's the best way to do business.
Wow. The more you book, the more I was going to use the word you're penalized, but you're really not. But the more you're paying with those other sites, because with DirectStay, you're paying a fee to be part of it. It's not based on how many bookings you have, right?
Right. Right. So you're not penal. So we want you to have, we encourage, and the model is set up for you to have more bookings, but not to take more. So typically, the majority of the time, Steve, is that your first booking will actually cover your subscription, no matter what tier you're in. So
I wanted you to say that, to be quite honest, because I looked at the fees and that's how it looks. It really is the truth.
Exactly. So that way, and we think after after you have your first booking, it's out of your mind. The rest of it is, I want you to think profit. That's what we want you to focus on. Good. We have 2, 3, 4 more bookings this month. Wow. The next 3, it's all profit for us. Where before, what happens is Airbnb, VRBO, they're taking out of every booking. And so you're like, oh, well, we would have had this, but we have to give this amount to the platform. We want to put that behind you and just know that it's a subscription, monthly subscription, and it's month to month. We're not locking you into a long-term contract. Sometimes people have a rental, Steve, that does better in the winter or does better in the summer. Sometimes you get a 12 month rental that does well both, all seasons. But if you want to use us in the summer and then take the winter off and come back, you're more than welcome to do that. We want to make sure that you're making money and you're happy with what you're doing, and we empower you to do so.
And maybe we should mention also that you're in control of your revenue, where these other sites, you have to use their credit card portals and payments and all of that. It's not like that at DirectStay, is it?
Right. No, that's a big point. So we've empowered them to be the merchant of record, which changes the whole thing. So they will have the opportunity, if they choose, to be able to have their own payment processing, which means that they can set the fees. And that is really the only thing that the guest will pay, is the transaction amount, which is really nice. And we'll get to that a little bit later about how much the guest saves. But in regards to the host, they're on all these different sites, no matter who they're using, they're getting stuck with the transaction fee of that 3-4%, where what we're doing is we're empowering you. Since you have your own payment processing, you can pass that on to the guest, and that's more revenue in your pocket. And so your merchant record, the other great benefit of this, Steve, is that they will get money. They'll get that payment quickly. So a lot of times, same day, next day, instead of when Airbnb or VRBO decides to pay you out, which may be, a few days after the rental started. So the other part of this is that sometimes people book for a summer stay in the middle of winter, and what happens is these other platforms hold on to that money. Well, with you, because it's you're the merchant of record and have the merchant processing, Steve, that you'll receive that payment right away. And so, maybe there's something that you need to do with your house, and you want to use that money right away, and you decide to. That's up to you, because it's your business and you're the owner of the payment processing.
That's a big point, because, and I don't know how this works. I've never been a host, but on the back end, let's say that somebody books your property 2 months in advance. They just want to be proactive, want to make sure I log it down, our vacation, a lot riding on it, you got to take time off from work, et cetera, et cetera. They log it down, they pay you through Airbnb, VRBO. When do you get that payment? When do you receive, typically as a host, when do you get paid for that?
So if it's through their platform, they would get paid. So typically, if you have a guest that arrives on, let's say, a Saturday, does a Saturday to Saturday booking, you would probably get that payment Tuesday or Wednesday of that following week.
Well, my
So
point here is, if you booked in advance. So now we're 2 weeks,
I see. Okay.
2 months out, 2 months
Correct.
out.
Right.
And when does the payment arrive? Do you get paid prior to the stay, or do you get paid a few days after?
Days after.
Somebody say that again.
Few days after. So
say that. Well, let's press the pause button here. Hold on a minute.
Right.
I just booked my stay 2 months in advance. So wonderful for the host. Hey, I know I got to book that week. Fantastic.
Right.
As the host, I am not going to receive payment, even though the guest is already prepaid.
Yes.
As the host, I'm not getting payment until they stay.
Correct. Correct. You have to wait. So there's we know what people do with money ahead of time. You can make interest on things and take that interest and say, we'll be happy to give it to you when, once the guest checks in.
That
So
is just dirty. I am so sorry. That is just not right. That money was already given to you. Call it as a deposit, if you will. The person that wanted to make sure that we're all set to go and everything. Wow. That speaks volumes right there.
And it's not our money, Steve. That's why it's so important to us to empower hosts with their own merchant of record and payment processing. Once again, it's their business, not our business.
Yeah.
We're just a platform that gives you all the tools to run your business the way you want to. So
Mm.
that's your money. I mean, if you do a transaction anywhere in the world, that business owner is receiving that money the day of the transaction, or that's the way it should be. And
Yeah.
so that's the way we set it up, right? So it comes right into your hands.
Now, when you say set it up and you have to take care of your own payment processing as a host, does that mean that you would have to, let's say, maybe use Stripe or one of the other services out there to get it done? Can you help them set that up? Let's say if you are not tech savvy, you don't want to deal with it. Do you offer guidance in that as well?
Absolutely. They fill out an application, Steve, and what we do is we usually have about a 24-hour approval process, and that gets everything going quite quickly. We work with the people, we work with them to help them get everything up and running, and they understand the process, how things work, and pretty much they're ready to go. And so if they did have a situation where they join DirectStay today and they have somebody that wants to book with them, that's fine too. What they can do is actually use DirectStay as a payment processor for that specific transaction until they get their own payment processing in place, which would be quite quickly. And that way they don't lose the booking. So we've set it up so no matter what, if they join DirectStay, they have a booking today, it will be taken care of. And then also they'll be empowered with their own merchant processing when that is approved, and they'll have that and be able to know how to use that. So yeah, great opportunity for them if that's what they want to do. So we love it. So it gives us, that financial freedom to have that money right in our hands right away, and we have the empowerment to take care of the cancellation policies. If there happened to be a refund or anything like that, that's what the merchant of record does.
So let's go there. I was just thinking about that on the guest side, and this is the reality. I've mentioned this once before. My friend, who I saw when I went to the Caribbean, he booked another place, and there was a storm, and a friend rolled by and saw mud in the pool. And it happens, He already paid to stay there. Obviously, you can't stay there. It's going to take him a while to get that cleaned up. So he asked for a refund. He didn't know if he was getting one. He was getting not good communication from Airbnb, not good communication from the host, and he needed to book another place. He really wanted that money to book to the other place. There was some tense moments in his mind there for probably half a week, wondering how is this going to go? And then it was like $2,500. That's in flux.
Right.
That doesn't happen with DirectStay, right?
Correct. So the hosts, when they make the decision that they're going to join our platform, there's also agreements in place that they will oversee those policies, any refunds, and they'll have to do it in such a time frame. So the nice thing is, Steve, is if you're a guest and I'm the host, you're working with me solely on making those corrections, refunds, any issues. This really is an empowerment of you having your own business. You're not waiting on Airbnb to make a
Yes.
decision. You're having to email or call or chase people down. This is a decision that's made between the host and the guest. If we need to get involved to help that situation or come up with solutions in that process, we will do that. But we've empowered the host to be able to understand the process, work with the guest and be able to work these things out so that it is an easy exchange or refund or anything that's needed to happen. So
Mm.
direct, that's the beauty of direct communication. And, that's what we're empowering them to do.
And it's not in that situation where there was a storm and such. It wasn't that the host didn't recognize it and want to refund the money to my friend. They were at the mercy of Airbnb. The
Right.
communication wasn't great there. Of course, Airbnb is going to take their time because they're taking 20+% from it.
Right.
So they want to make sure it's right before you don't have any skin in that part of the game. You just want to make sure that everybody's happy. It's not like as we said before, you're not taking commission from the stay.
Right, 100%. So
Yeah,
absolutely. So we want to make the process as simple as possible and make
sure.
sure that everybody's happy and make sure that they'll continue to use our service and have a great stay and the host is happy, the guest is happy, and that's what we're working to ensure will happen.
So let's go to some of those deeper features that come with direct stay and your choice
Sure.
where you want to go, whether it's on the guest side or the host side.
Well, let's start with the guest side. I had thought before we got on the air, Steve, of a scenario here, and so let's picture a week stay, a Saturday to Saturday at a lakefront, right on the beach, resort in Michigan, right on Lake Michigan,
Hmm.
about a $5,000 a week stay. And with Airbnb, that would be, we can actually, the example I have is 4,000. So Airbnb, the guest pays just to book it, Steve, $600. Just to book, they go to Airbnb, they find the house, they say, I want this one. That's the fee that they pay Airbnb just to book the stay, $600.
Which is included in the 4,000.
That is, I didn't include that in. I didn't include that in.
But the
So,
but the total price as a
yeah,
guest, I'm searching. Oh, here's a
yeah,
beautiful. Whoa, look at this one. All right, so I have 3 bedrooms, whatever. So that add it's let's say it's $4,000 that I'm going to be spending. Back out 600 because that's the fee
right.
that the host needed to kick it up so that to take care of Airbnb. Oh, okay. All right. Mm.
And at DirectStay, the only thing you're going to pay there as a guest is going to be the transaction of the credit card, which is it tops 4%, so that'd be $160. So you're saving what 500 and you're saving 500 and what do we got? Or you got $440, I believe it is, right? That you would
Mm.
save just by going to DirectStay to book the same property, Steve. $440 savings, and that is before you even get into town.
Wow. So is it reasonable to think, Breck, that if you're the host, you want to get, let's wipe the slate hypothetical here. I want to
Right.
get $4,000. This is what I feel is competitive for this property,
Sure.
but not Airbnb. I got to jack it up, $600, whatever it is, to make up for the fee.
Right.
Is it reasonable to think if somebody went to Direct Stay as a host, I could take
Right.
it down to 4,000? That's what I want to get. Yeah. Do I want to get more? Yeah, sure. But I'm not getting more. For
Right.
Airbnb, I'm giving them the money. It might even be cheaper for somebody to go to Direct Stay if you look at it that way. Am I
100%. Yeah,
okay?
100%. We even have a savings calculator on our platform that allows you to take your what you monthly make as a host, and then decide what platform you want to compare it to, and it will give you your savings on direct stay and your return on investment, so that you can see it for yourself using real numbers that you're familiar with.
Wow. This could eventually turn into a better way to stay, a better and cheaper way to stay, or less expensive because you're not paying the fees. And I'm happy if I got a property, if I want to get 4,000 for it, I'll put it on direct stay at 4,000. Maybe I'll get more business from it because people might see the same property on Airbnb and say, oh, well, it's 4,600 over there. I'm going to go over here, direct stay.
That's our tagline: same stay, less pay.
Ah, we're
There
on
it
the same,
is.
we're on the page. Wow, that's awesome.
Absolutely. So, yeah, no, we're
Mm,
we're excited about that because trips can be expensive. Airfare and all those things, Steve, add up, and we would rather you spend that money on your destination.
right.
Going into the local towns and things like that. and spending the money with the local business owners on the things that you want to do, dinner, coffee, excursions, that type of thing. And we've, even set up upsell opportunities if you move to the host side, Steve, that we've partnered with several different companies that will give the host opportunity to capture that revenue that would have been lost without the opportunity. So what I mean by that is if you come into town and you're going to book with a restaurant or a massage or an excursion, what we've done is partnered with these local business owners, and now you will get, as a host, an upsell, a commission, so to speak, on presenting their opportunities and businesses ahead of time so the guests can pre-book them and know exactly what they want to do and when they're going to do it before they get into town. So that is part of the benefit on the host side in regards to upsell and more opportunity for revenue.
I'm not saying this, Breck, just because we're here, but I really mean this. DirectStay is the way it should be. And
We've said we're the future of short-term rental here now.
It's the way it should be. And I get it. Back in the day, Airbnb, VRBO, nobody else was doing it. And
Right.
this was new territory when they started. So they kind of carved the model out, and the rest of us had to follow, guest or host. We just had to follow along with it because there's no other really alternative to get it done.
Right.
And they took advantage, as they should back then. If we can get 20% plus, why not get 20%? It doesn't have to be that way, and it's fantastic, really is.
Thanks. Thank you.
Just about out of time. Is there anything else that you want to share?
No, we're just excited. We're excited for new hosts and guests and joining us. We've got beta testing opportunities. I've got people that have started to reach out, Steve, and appreciate being able to work with you guys, because obviously the outreach and marketing, letting people know what we're doing has been really a big thing. And so we're excited to get people on board. And there's no fee for anybody to beta test and get started with us. We're looking forward to your feedback and how we can make things better, and for you to see all the tools that are in place for you guys to do a lot better than you're doing now and make a lot more money and just have a better overall business.
So essentially, for the host, that's what we're looking at right now. This hasn't officially been rolled out yet. So
Correct.
For the host, if somebody's got a property, wants to list it, am I understanding this right? There's no fee. You're up,
Correct.
you're on. You only pay your subscription fee when you get your first booking, whenever that is, whenever this gets up and rolling.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Whether that's 2 days or 2 months, it doesn't matter. But the feedback for us is so important, and we want you to tell us what can we do better, what you like, what you don't like. Reach out to me direct at Breck at DirectStay.com and shoot me an email. Let me know what your experience is or how I can help you with any of this. And we're looking forward to being a disruptor in the industry and making an impact and making it better for both the host and the guest, and just improving travel overall.
Thanks for bringing this all to our attention. If you're a host, we have nothing to lose, and you're probably on the other sites. You have all the pictures and everything. Just start at the ground level to something that's going to explode. I am looking forward to booking my stays in the future on DirectStay, like just the way it should be. Thank you so much for being here. Lots more to talk about next time we get together.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, Steve.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.